Launch. So I'm here to talk to you about some product selection philosophy so that you can make sure that you're finding the perfect product for you. So the trick is that honestly, actually every product is a great product to sell, only so long as it makes sense for you, your business, and your goals. So that is the number one trick to finding the right product for you. You need to really understand, what are your goals? Are you looking to sell $10,000 a month? Are you looking to sell $50,000 a month with this initial product? Now, it's easy to say that I want to make as much money as possible, but with that comes some other things. So you need to make sure that you have the budget to achieve those sales goals. You need to make sure that for the products that you're jumping into, it's not going to be so competitive that it takes you 6 months, or it takes you 9 months, or a year, or 2 years for you to really realize the maximum sales potential for that particular product. So that is tip number one. Overall, what we see happen too often is people just guess. They get fed up with the product research phase, and they just want to get to that next phase. But I cannot encourage you enough to take your time to make sure that you are using data at the very least to validate your product. There's a lot of ways to find product ideas, but you really need to make sure that you're using data to validate those product ideas, because that's really going to set you up for success. I see so many people that they either don't go through this product validation phase, they just guess, they think that this is going to be a good product, and they end up failing because they didn't take the time to make sure that this was the right product for them. Especially if this is your first product, you really want to make sure that it is a great product that is going to allow you to learn and really help you to have success. I see so many people get off on the right product, and their success just continues to climb from there, and they're making tons of money right off the bat. But I've also seen plenty of people failing that are great marketers. They just started with a bad product and really did not set them up for success. So I'm going to show you how we like to do it at Viral Launch. There's a ton of different ways to find products, but I want to help you use data to find the right product for you.
What is up, heroes? Okay, so I just switched over to my screen so that I can walk you through how we like to find products using data. So there's tons and tons of ways to identify great products, and we wanted to show you how we do it here at Viral Launch, taking this very data-driven approach to doing so. It, in some ways, accelerates kind of the process, but again, there's a lot of different ways to do it. Derek just asked me to show you how we do it here at Viral Launch using a tool we call Product Discovery, and then a tool that we use called Market Intelligence, which is, again, a tool developed by Viral Launch to help you validate those markets. So even if you find a product idea using some other method, there's, again, a lot of methods, you still need to make sure that there is a good opportunity on Amazon, and using Market Intelligence, a tool that is I'll be talking about here in a moment, is a great way to do that. So I am going to remove this great video of myself and just hop right into product discovery. So there's 4 main search types. There is product, keyword, brand, and category within product discovery. The one that you should be using the most is keyword. Next up is, anyways, you should be using keyword. I'll talk about each of the 4 just so that you get a good idea of how to best use each of these search types, and what are the strengths, what are the weaknesses of each. All right, guys, so let's start off with product search. So for those of you unfamiliar with a product research tool like Product Discovery, we're tracking well over 100 million products daily. And more or less what this tool allows you to do is sift through this massive database that we have of products, of keywords, of brands, of categories, just millions of each, except categories, because Amazon US does not have, I think they have somewhere around 36,000 subcategories, and so we have data on all those. Anyways, what we built is this ability to sift through or filter through this massive database. And so you'll see tons of, there's basic filters, 6 basic filters up here, and then a ton of additional what we call advanced filters down here. You can or use them or decide not to. With keyword, we have tons of filters. Again, advanced filters, we have a few more advanced filters for keyword. For brand, we have even more filters, just tons and tons of filters. And then for category, we have the most filters. So I'll walk you through those. Please don't be intimidated by all of these filters. I want to really help you understand how to get going without any real basis. And I want to help you start to develop this feel for what filters should you be using, why should you be using these filters to, again, find those great product ideas. So there's so many amazing product ideas still out there. It's just up to you to, first off, understand what are your goals, what are your objectives, what are your resources, so that you can then plug in the filters in the right way to find those amazing product ideas. So we're searching in the US market. You can use Product Discovery to search in a number of other markets. It's all included. And so, yeah, let's just jump into product. So again, I understand that it can be intimidating just looking at all these different filters. We have plenty of tutorials here. You can look for a beginner tutorial or an advanced tutorial or just a generalized product tutorial. What we're looking for are individual products. Here is a product. It looks like a level for a camper RV. Here is a paracord rope product, right? And so the hope is that we can help you find just tons and tons of product ideas that you would never have expected or never would have thought of on your own. And that's why this can be a great way of finding product ideas, because we have all the data. We already know all these products that exist. We just are going to be surfacing them for you. So what this allows you to do is, let's say you're very interested in selling in the sports and outdoors market, but you could also sell in pet supplies, and let's just stick with that. So let's say it's making between $15,000 per month. This is monthly revenue. You can read a little bit more about it. Between $15,000 and $35,000 per month. So that does not include profit. It's just monthly revenue. And let's say you're looking for a product that sells between $35 and $55. And the review count minimum, there's 5 filters here. The review count minimum, let's say, our maximum, we don't want it to be too competitive, so we will set it to 250 reviews. So we are looking for a product that fits between $15,000 and $35,000 per month in revenue, is priced between $35, $55, and has no more than 250 reviews. So if even this is too much for you, that is totally fine. We have these presets. We can come in here. You can, I'll do it here in a second. I just put in the filters. You can come in. You can click one of these presets. It automatically sets the filters for you, starts showing you some products. Then if you want, you can start tweaking some of those filters. So let's say it automatically suggests 35,000. You could move it down to 30,000 or 45,000, whatever. This is just a great way for you to get started if you don't have any real basis for what filters to use. I'm just going to use these filters, and we can start talking through some of the ideas. Again, we are not the biggest fans of product search. Reason being is, I'll show you here in a minute. It's taking a little bit, but anyways, I'm not the biggest fan of product search. The reason being is, okay, so let's say that, I'll show you here in a moment. Looks like we have a bunch of swimsuits. So what you see here is a bunch of high-level data. So you see, okay, it is fulfilled by Amazon, fulfilled by Amazon FBA product, meaning that this is a third-party seller selling it. This one is fulfilled, the fulfillment type is Amazon. So that means that Amazon is buying this from Speedo and selling it directly themselves. You can see what the BSR was when we last looked at this product. Product should not be any older than 30 days. So if you go look on Amazon, the BSR will be different, most likely, but should not be too far off. You can see we're estimating that there's 900 monthly sales for this particular product. You can see the estimated monthly revenue, estimated monthly profit after Amazon fees. This includes shipping and the referral fee. You can see what the price point is. You can see what the net price point is. Again, this is after Amazon fees. What the review quantity is, the review rating, number of sellers. We also have some advanced stats too, where you can see, okay, prices change. Has gone down 12% over the last 90 days. You can see they've gotten 3 additional reviews over the last 90 days, which is not that, 3 reviews net. The average review rate is 2.33. So for every 1,000 sales, they get 23.3 reviews or 23 reviews on average. You can see how sales have changed over the last 90 days. So sales are on the up and up for this particular product. So why are we not the biggest fans of product search? Actually, sorry. Just you can check it out on Amazon by clicking these buttons. You can open it up in Market Intelligence, which we'll talk about here in a moment, or you can pin this product idea to save for later. So again, why are we? You can also, sorry. You can sort by, say monthly revenue or whatever. You can also download these stats so that you can check them out in your own CSV, run any kind of number crunching that you would want. Okay, so why are we not the biggest fans of product search? I've been mentioning this over and over. Here's the reason why. So if we look at this particular product, my guess would be it's called a Mesh Breezer. Maybe we'll go down to a different product. So you can see this is dry dog food. So this particular product is making about $35,000 top line revenue per month, and they only have 27 reviews. This looks amazing. If all you needed was 27 reviews to make $35,000, that would be incredible. Now, it looks like if we looked at the advanced stats, because BSR was so high, it looks like this product has dropped in BSR quite a bit. But regardless, let's just check this out, right? So dry dog food is an actual product market. So what that means is if we want to sell a product that is similar to this, we don't just look at the stats of this particular product. We actually need to look at the overall dry dog food market and then understand, is this an overall good product idea? So this one particular product might be doing really, really well. And it might be because it is a brand name. So Solid Gold, I'm not familiar with the dog food market, but this may be a name brand. Amazon themselves is selling it, which is another good indicator. And so what you don't see is what is driving the success of this brand. It could be a number of different things. So you don't want to predicate or base your or assume that you can drive very similar results simply by listing a similar product. You have no idea what they're doing to get those results. But if we go look at the dry dog food market overall, we can then look at the stats of this overall market, and we can make a decision based on how the overall market is performing. Because if you look to sell a dry dog food, you will be competing in this overall market. You will not be competing solely with this one product. So basically, to summarize, you need to identify the overall market, because that is the competitive landscape in which you will be playing. There's a very low likelihood that you'll be able to have 27 reviews at $50 and sell 700 units in a month. In reality, if you want to sell on page one for dog food, you need a pretty competitive number of reviews. So there's some guys in here with 250 reviews, 500 reviews, but there's also a lot of people with over 1,000 reviews. Even down here in position 16 and 17, these guys have over 1,000 reviews, but they're selling a ton of units. This is a tool called Market Intelligence. So I'll go into it in a bit more depth, but I actually would not suggest jumping into the dry dog food market. First off, dry dog food is not the main keyword here. So there's only 7,000 searches, but all these products are selling, over 7,000 units, over 21,000 units. All these products are selling a ton of units, and those are not all coming from the dry dog food market. So there's problem number one with using product search is that initially, I assumed that dry dog food was a main keyword, but in reality, I think the main keyword is dog food. So if you're using product search, first off, you need to make sure that you're finding the right keyword. Then you need to look at the overall market, then make your decisions. You're just seeing a product, you're not seeing a product idea. So a keyword would then be a main keyword would be classified, or what you could classify as a product idea. So what we're seeing now here, each of these rows, all the stats here are associated with the product that you see on the left, which show up in the search results. I should have shown you that first. So let me just move this real quick. So each of the rows here represent one of the products that show up for this dry dog food keyword. And then we just have a ton of stats around them. So we'll get to those in a minute. Hopefully you understood just quickly why we don't think that product search is the best. Actually, keyword search is the best. I've already plugged in some filters just so I can show you some product ideas here. So that's product search. You can save any ideas. Let's say you were interested in dog food, even though I think it's a bad market to get into. You could pin it here to save. I'll show you over here in a minute when we get into keyword. So again, in keyword, we have presets for you here so that you can quickly jump into using product discovery without having too much familiarity with what filters to use, where to set them, and so forth. So what we've done here is I've set the categories to baby, office products, pet supplies, tools, and home improvement. And then for my filters, I said I want to find products that are doing or product ideas where the average product is selling at least $15,000 per month. So the difference here is that we're looking for keywords, and we're looking at the top ranking products for each keyword, because that is what we classify as a product idea. So this is product idea finding. This is finding a product, then trying to back into a product idea. So on keyword search, we're looking for a product, again, at least $15,000 in revenue. The price is between $14 and $35, which I would say is probably, kind of an average range for price. You may decide that your strategy is to sell very expensive products because not as many people do. That's a great strategy as long as that fits kind of with your goals and your resources. So this particular product, we're looking for a market where the average review count is under 250. We decided to use two advanced filters here. Sales to review ratio is the sales to reviews. We call this the ROI metric, and essentially what this is looking at is sales, estimated monthly sales divided by reviews. And so the average sales to review ratio, the higher that number is, the better. We suggest finding markets where that is at least 3. And essentially what that is saying is you would much rather jump into a market where you only need 100 reviews to sell 1,000 units. That's the sales to review ratio of 10. So 1,000 units divided by 100 reviews versus jumping into a market where you have to have 1,000 reviews to sell 1,000 units. That's the sales review ratio of 1, 1,000 divided by 1,000. So the higher this average sales review ratio, the better. And then we use exact search volume just so that you can make sure that your keyword is a good keyword. So I've already filtered the result. I've already said, show me the keywords. You can sort by anything. I'm sorting by product idea score. So depending on what package you get, you may not have product idea score. That is okay. It does make the process quite a bit faster because basically I can sort by 5 stars. So this is a star rating out of 5 stars, which is a ViroLaunch, calculation of how good is this product market. It is not law, but is just a good indicator of is this market good or bad. Again, you'll see a lot of stats. This time it is averaged out. So again, we're looking at the top products for each market, and then we're averaging the numbers so that you get a good feel for what you can expect if you were to enter this market. Again, we have advanced stats. You can download the Excel sheet of all the results. So we'll turn off the advanced data and just go through some of these products. So one product that catches my eye is this particular product. They're selling 23,000 units per month on average. The average product, $23,000, which is great. $9,000 per month in profit. Amazing. Sales to review ratio of 21. That's awesome. Again, at minimum over 3. Anything over 10 on average is like super good. 78 reviews, 4.6 star rating is average, 1,500 units per month. So let's pin this one. So if you like an idea, you can pin it. You can see it's pinned up here. Basically what this is allowing you to do, I can go to my pinned products by going to product discovery pinned ideas here, or at the top I can click here to go to my pinned ideas. Basically this is saying just, hey, save this for later. I'm probably interested in this. What you see here is like, okay, there's tons of 5-star results up here, so we will probably want to go through a number of them, and anyone that catches your eye, you can just pin. Also, we'll open it up on Amazon so that we can look deeper into it. Just a number of products. So one thing that you'll notice here is warning, popular result. So there's just thousands and thousands, tons of sellers that are using this product database to find product ideas. Now, there's enough to go around, but we want to make sure that everybody isn't sourcing the same product ideas. That would mean that we're doing the opposite of our job. By giving everybody the same product ideas, we would be like, as soon as everybody starts sourcing a product, a quote good product, it becomes a bad product, because now competition will continue to increase and probably rapidly, simply because there's so many new sellers jumping into it. So what we decided to do is, if there is a significant amount of activity on a particular product, then we add this warning popular result, basically just letting you know, hey, you can source this if you want, but if you do, be ready for some competition. So we'll also pin this changing table pad, just because it's at the bottom. $15,000 per month, $6,000 per month in profit on average. Pretty good sales review ratio of 12, 166 reviews on average. It's looking pretty good. So actually, we'll also open this guy up on Amazon. So let's go over to packing paper. So just to reiterate, we found a product idea. Now we need to validate that. And product discovery does a good job of helping to surface product ideas, but then it's up to you to go validate those product ideas. Go dig deeper. Go look at all of the stats, because these high-level stats are not enough for you to really get a good feel for the market to know, is this worth jumping into or not? So we'll look at packing paper. So first off, when I come to a keyword, I want to just go through the results just quickly in terms of the images, so I can get a good feel for what's being sold, what are the average price points. So just this cursory look, top two, $15 and $20. Here's one for $11. One a little bit cheaper, but on average anywhere between $15 and $20. And there's a few guys that are a little bit cheaper, and then some people that are a bit more expensive. Quantities do not seem to be too high. I always skip the sponsored results, because these guys are paying to be here, and you will be able to pay to be there if you want. But really, where the majority of the sales potential is in the organic search results. So I'm going to open up this Market Intelligence Chrome extension to start getting some stats on the market. Let's say you're on a mobile device. You can also open up Market Intelligence for packing paper right here in your browser. We also have it as a web app. It basically does the same thing, just within the ViroLaunch website. So we'll go back here. I have the images pulled up again. Just these stats, the stats that you'll see that we'll go over, correlate to each product. So the number one product is the number one product in the Amazon search results. Awesome. So there's tons and tons of columns you can turn on, you can turn off. I have mine the way that I have it, just because for whatever reason. This is how I like. These are the stats that I think are most critical in the most critical order. You can also rearrange the order of things, just to, again, customize it so that you have the data that you need right in front of you. And so, again, the goal with Market Intelligence is to give you the data that you need to make the right product decisions. Product decisions make or break your business, and we want to make sure that you're making the right ones. And so we're trying to provide you with the data necessary. So first off, one thing that you'll notice is these pink lines. So we run this analysis, we give it a star rating, we provide some high-level overview, like tips, warnings, and alerts, which you'll see in the VL Analysis tab. But one thing that we try to do is we try to remove outliers. And you can identify why these guys are outliers just by hovering over this. So this is a review outlier, basically saying that they have far fewer reviews than everyone around them. This guy is also a review outlier because they have significantly more reviews than everyone around them. Same with this guy, significantly less reviews. This guy is a sales outlier, significantly less sales than those ranking around them. So we want to filter out the outliers to give you the best picture of what to expect if you enter the packing paper market. Packing paper market. All right. Anyways, so here are the first things that I look at. I look at what are the monthly sales in terms of number of orders being placed for each individual product. So these are in the top. All these products in the top, 10 basically are over 1,000, which is awesome. We have one guy less than 1,000. But I also, even at ViroLaunch, we're helping to build some of the most successful brands on Amazon. But I prefer to take a, average look at the market. So I like to assume that, okay, if we just did average in this market, we're going to hope to do the best. But if we just do average in this market, will we be happy with where we end up? And so if we look at the average of the market, basically in, call it position 11 through 18, that's where we're going to look. Okay, can we get a competitive number of reviews? Well, there's 29, 9, 40, 0, 36, 33. Okay, yeah, that's not very much. Then we'll go look at revenue. Okay, so we can get there in terms of reviews. What do we think about revenue? Well, $10,000, $12,000, $9,000. I mean, it's pretty good depending on what your goals are. So I have friends where they won't jump into a market if they can't do more than, $85,000 to $100,000 per month on a particular product. But I have other friends where they won't jump into a market if people are selling more than $30,000 per month. So this market, would probably be off limits to them because in their minds it's too competitive. So it's really dependent on what your goals are and what your resources are. So next up, I will look at the unit margin. So unit margin, this number being shown here is calculating you're taking into account Amazon's fees, Amazon inventory storage fee, their order handling fee. This means if you're using FBA, how much does it cost to have Amazon fulfill that order or ship that order out to your customers? And then the referral fee. So they take a percentage of the sale price. And the cool thing that you can do here is, okay, let's say we went and we looked on Alibaba. How much is it going to cost for us to source packing paper? Okay, let's say that it's going to cost us, $3.50 to source it, to pay for the units, to pay for the packaging if we have it, to pay to have it inspected, to pay to have it shipped over into the US, to have it shipped into Amazon. All that costs us $3.50, let's just say. Well, what that then will do is it will calculate it calculates for us what is the unit margin afterwards. So we close this guy. And now it changes the profit being made. Sorry, I was too busy messing around. So, okay, let's say it costs us $3. So what this does is it applies it to every product. So now if everyone were sourcing for $3, let's just say, now we can get a good feel for what is the profit that these guys are actually making. And so, yeah, this particular seller is making $53,000 top line, but after cost of goods sold and everything, they're actually just bringing home $7,000. Now, $7,000 a month is a lot, but that's kind of a lot of work, 2,500 units to only be making $7,000. For some people, that's awesome. For some people, that is, just not enough. So anyways, what we get to see here is here's what they're doing in top line revenue. Here's what they're doing in net profit. How do we feel about this? And for some people, this is great. Very low review quantity, meaning it would be very easy to enter the market. But what you don't want to have happen is you have to come in here and sell for $7.88 where you're losing money on every single sale and you don't end up making any money. If you can come in here, you can sell for $22, which seems to be an appropriate price point here, assuming you have the product to back it up. Then sure, maybe you're happy with $1,200. I would argue that there's probably better product markets out there, but if you're interested in this market, hey, this looks like a great market. Now, there's just a couple of other things that we need to look at before we validate or invalidate this product idea. So one thing that is super important is understanding how the market as a whole is trending. So what I mean by this is what you don't want to have happen. Some markets you will see where, okay, they used to be selling really well, but 3 months ago they were selling twice as much as they are now. And there would be a decline. So this particular market is actually increasing. You can see that, this time last year, right now, on August 5th, the average sales were 911 units per month. So if we go to August 5th or about August 5th of last year, it's 468. So basically double. So it looks like things are going really well, right? You definitely want to get into markets where things are growing. What you don't want to have happen is get into markets where things are in decline. You get in there expecting to sell 1,000 units a month, and 3 months later, there's only 400 units a month of potential. So we've seen plenty of sellers make bad decisions because they get into a market that looks amazing, and they end up finding out it's seasonal, or they end up finding out that the market has been in decline. They just happen to see it when it was at a good point. The same can be true for price points. So you need to be paying attention to what is the average price trend of this particular market. I've seen so many sellers get into a new market where there hasn't been too much competition in terms of price, and they source the product for, $20 a unit, let's just say. But they're okay with that because they can sell for $50 to $45 per unit. That's what everybody's selling for. But had they have looked at the average price trend of that market, they would have seen that a month ago, everyone was selling for $55. And the month before that, everyone was selling for $60. And they would have seen that the price was actually trending down and that they couldn't predict where that price would fall. And so what I saw happen with a friend not too long ago, actually, was they came in, everyone was selling for $40. And what ended up happening, so he jumps in selling at $40. By the time his product got into the US, everyone was selling at $30, $28. And within a month of being in the market, everyone was selling right around $20, $22. And his inventory cost was too high because he was expecting to sell at $40. So he ended up getting out of that market and just wasted a ton of money and a ton of time on this bad product. So I can't encourage you enough. Make sure that you understand, how is my market overall trending? You should be using Amazon data to do this. The way that people search on Google, the way that people search on Amazon is completely different. We have a keyword tool, which I will talk about in a different module for you heroes. You should definitely be looking at the trends in terms of search volume as well. One cool stat that I like to point out, which just blows my mind, is in 2017, 89% of all e-commerce sales between Black Friday and Christmas happened on Amazon. It's insane. 89%. People just search and interact with the internet and Amazon so much differently now than they did 2 years ago. Let alone 5 years ago, let alone 10 years ago, and you have enough tools to make Amazon data-driven decisions. So, all right, guys, this market looks okay overall. So if you can really get to the top of the market, end up in the top 10, you're looking at, profiting anywhere between $1,500 and $10,000 per month. If you could source it for a little bit less than $3, let's say you were able to source on a per unit basis at $2, that would be amazing. So that would mean that you're able to profit anywhere between $2,000 and $20,000 or $15,000. This guy's an outlier, so let's not count him. Between $2,000 and $13,000 a month. That would be amazing. But you just got to make sure that this is worth it for you. I would still argue that for a lot of these, the unit margin or your profit per unit is still pretty low. But even on the low side, still profiting around $1,500. So this is a decent market. The market trends all look great. Again, sales are up 250% year over year. That's amazing. Price is actually, if we look at Q3, about this time last year, the average price point was $27.50. Now it's $30.10. So again, everything is looking on the up and up. This is a pretty good market. We also have some tips, warnings, and alerts. Looks like there are no tips, warnings, or alerts here. Let's look at the baby, look at changing table pad, just so I can give you guys an example of some tips, warnings, and alerts, and then that will be enough for keyword search. Let me turn off images. Okay, so we'll go here. No tips, warnings, or alerts here. See, the market is relatively even. It's up a bit, actually 143%. That's awesome. Again, you want to make sure that things are going well. You can see prices down just 6%. Nothing crazy, but there's tons of markets where price is declining rapidly, and you want to make sure that you're making the right decisions here. 11,000 searches a month. Everything is looking great for this market as well. The one thing that you will see is that Amazon is selling the majority of these products here. It's pretty difficult to compete against Amazon. For those of you familiar with the baby market, I imagine these are some name brands. I recognize some are Infant, Munchkin. I imagine LA Baby could be a name brand if Amazon is selling it. Colgate, obviously. So anyways, you really want to make sure that you dive into these markets. But again, low average review quantities, pretty good sales volume, decent price points, $15, $20, pretty cheap. Actually, we could just pop over into product discovery. Let's say we're finding just really cheap product ideas. We could say, hey, we're looking for keywords where the average selling price is between $30 and $55. Let's just run a quick search. I'm just doing this off the top of my head, so we'll see what we identify. Looks like some fridge filters. No 5 stars. We only have 4.5 stars here. Dry erase boards. Interesting. 16,000 searches a month. 44 sales to review ratio. $28,000. Profit of $14,000. That's pretty good. Hemp oil for dogs. Even more interesting. $27,000 of profit. That's actually super interesting. So let's just go quickly check this out. Hemp oil for dogs. Never heard of such a thing. So again, this is the great thing about product discovery is you just see all these product ideas that you never would have thought of. Baby bags for mom. All right, let's see what we have here. Still finishing up. Overall, so these guys are doing really well. So a lot of $20,000 a month, $30,000, $20,000, $30,000, $25,000. Even down here, again, let's say that we're gonna do average or so. 7.6 thousand searches a month. One thing I didn't show you is we aggregate a lot of these stats. So you can see top 5, top 10, page 1. You can see number of units needed to give. You can see what the average revenue is for top 5, top 10, and page 1. Actually, this is kind of backwards. So I'll tell you something right here. So what you see is top 5 guys are doing less on average than page 1. What this is telling me is that this is probably not the main keyword for this market. And the reason it's telling me that is if this was the main keyword, then the top selling products would be doing the majority of the revenue. So actually, this is already telling me that this is not the main keyword, and so I would not look into that market. Let's increase the number of reviews just real quickly, and let's add toys and games, and patio, lawn, and garden. Guys, people spend hours and hours and hours identifying these great product opportunities. Here's a good-looking one. $50,000 a month in revenue, $35,000 in profit. Average reviews, 138. And 9,000 searches a month. Same one, average 90, $36,000. This guy has more search volume, so we're going to go check this guy out. Last one on the product search. So, expandable hoses. All right. Another thing that you're going to want to do in this product discovery phase is if you have our keyword search tool, you're actually going to want to go run a keyword search to go try to identify what is the main keyword for this market. Well, what you don't want to do is you don't want to go get into a product market where you're not looking at the main keyword. So it looks like expandable garden hose is probably the main keyword. So there's hose, but that incorporates like all kinds of hoses. There's water hose, but then there's expandable garden hose. So this is the particular product that we are looking for. So if we're going to validate our product idea, we need to be looking at the main keyword. And so using these 3 research tools from ViralLaunch, you're really able to get that feel for, okay, here's the product idea, flexible hose or water hose is expandable. But, I have this inclination that the main keyword is not water hose is expandable. 9,000 searches a month, 7,000 searches a month exact is good, but I want to open this up, or I want to open this up in product discovery in keyword research, because I want to make sure that I'm looking at the right product idea market. And the way that you do that is you look at the main keyword. So how do you identify the main keyword? You type in what you think the main keyword is here, and we will help you identify relevant keywords. These are all relevant words, but we'll help you find or order them or sort them based on their search volume. So when we look at the expandable garden hose market, it's actually only a 3-star market. because this is where the majority of sales are going to happen. Also, what you will see here is it's a pretty seasonal item. So you'll see these peaks as it is warm. And actually, we only have data going back to March 10th of this year. So obviously, this is going to be a seasonal market because in different parts of the U.S., not everybody is going to be sourcing hoses or able to use hoses. So I'm glad that this happened so that I could show you how important finding the main keyword is. And yeah, guys, so hopefully you're able to see how quickly you can find good product ideas. I like the packing paper idea. There's a million triangle shade sale. Super interesting. You could people spend hours and hours and days just going here, finding tons of product ideas so that they can save them up so that once you've gone through that main product or once you've launched that main product and now you have revenue to jump into that next market, you have tons of ideas already lined up. You maybe already found suppliers and so forth. It's just a capital game at that point, but you can see these products are doing, $50,000, $58,000 a month, $30,000, just all looking very interesting. So that is it for keyword search. Next up is brand search. Okay, guys, we are at brand search. So just tons of filters. Again, I don't want to overwhelm you guys. Let's say you just want to go search a brand that you've been, really paying attention to and really admire. Under Armour or and then second is you want to maybe identify the brands that are growing really well so that you can identify the tactics that they are using to drive success. So let's say you're struggling to get reviews and one of your competitors has just an amazing review rate. Let's say they're getting, 10% review rate, which would just be incredible. So you can say, show me brands that are getting at least 9% review rate. You can go buy one of their products. You can see what products are they selling. Go buy one of those products and then see how they're eliciting reviews. So for this one, again, like I said, we're going to use a preset. I already selected it, seasonal brands. Show me seasonal brands. So it automatically sets all the filters for you. They're using one advanced filter, which is seasonal, which makes sense for seasonal brands. And then I just sorted it by monthly revenue. So this brand Intex, which some of you may be familiar with, it's a name brand, $61 million a month right now. That's insane. How many of you guys would like to be at that level? In terms of individual brands, I personally do not know an individual brand that makes $61 million. I know some sellers across multiple accounts that do a little more than this. I know a couple guys that do over 100 million, but it's not on one individual brand. Insane. Makes sense for seasonal, but you can see how many monthly sales. You can see number of products that they are selling here. Reviews. These are top level stats. No advanced stats here. I'll show you how to see the advanced stats by clicking the full analysis, but you'll see top 1%. So that means they're top 1% of brands in their top level category, which is toys and games here. And you can see their growth mode. So just so many different filters here. Again, we have tutorials here. Overview tutorial. There's a beginner tutorial, advanced tutorial, number of presets, and that. Again, you can pin the ideas or you can open them up on Amazon Intex just to show you real quick. Pool type items. We have a blow up mattress. Just a lot of different stuff. Pool filters, it's looking like. So we'll go back to product discovery and open up the full analysis. So I've already clicked it. We'll just switch over here. Now you can see how average daily sales have trended. So you can see like right around February, sales start to pick up. And then right around mid-May, they really picked up last year. And then you can see sales picked up again in February of this year, 2018, and really kind of started taking off at the end of April, really took off at the end of May. And you can see they're already starting to come down a little bit, started to come down right about the same time last year. So we have a lot of stats. We're a data-driven company, and we like to help you guys make data-driven decisions. So anyways, a lot of cool stuff. So for this particular brand, 4% of the listings drive 70% of sales, which is pretty crazy. You can see how average price has been trending. You can see how it is broken down. So Amazon sells 7.5% of the products. I would bet that the 7.5% of products is the 7% of products doing 4% of products doing 70%. Whoa, that's crazy. You can see monthly revenue, just, again, tons of stats. But where it gets interesting is you can see the top performing products for them. So this one product is doing around $2 million per month. We can open it up on Amazon and we can see, wow, I can see one reason why they're selling so much just because of the high price point, but they're just doing really high volume. We could open up market intelligence here and start getting deeper information. Not interested right now, but it's pretty cool. You can see here are the top performing products. Maybe you want to jump into this. I don't know. It'd be very interesting. But regardless, you can start to see, okay, they're selling, these are the products that they are selling to help them hit that $60 million month mark. You can, again, pin brands. You just jump into Yeti, for example. These guys are doing almost $22 million per month right now. Just a lot of stats. They're up over the last 90 days. You can see there's some seasonality here over the holiday season, but you can also see over the summer season. It's picked back up again this summer season. Just a lot of cool stats, and you can come see their best performing product. Interesting is this hopper, this portable cooler. Interesting. You can see their mugs all doing super well. And yeah, so you can see the last time this information was updated. So at the time of recording this, I don't know, 2 weeks old or so, you can go check Yeti out on Amazon. You can pin the idea or the brand here. Yeah, guys, so that is brand search. Just a cool way. A lot of times, it's cool when you see these brands that are not, sold by Amazon, not the name brands that you are expecting. Actually, I'm just going to turn that filter off, and let's say that the majority of them are fulfilled by Amazon. It's pretty cool to come in here and see third-party brands that are just killing it, because that's where the real cool ideas are going to be coming in. So that is brand search. And lastly, category search. So I'm just going to use a quick preset here. So what this is doing is, there's more than 36,000 subcategories on Amazon. And what this is allowing you to do is sift through those categories so you can find niches of opportunity. So training fins, it's a popular result, but for the sake of this example, we'll dive in here. So this subcategory is doing over $27 million per month. You can see what the average price is. You can see opportunity. It looks like there's a good amount of opportunity. It's not a very mature market. You can see total reviews, 185,000, which is crazy. Only 186 brands in here. So let's dive in real quick. Again, this is where we have some, what we call the full analysis or advanced analytics. So you can see sports and outdoors, sports and fitness category, down into swimming, down into training equipment, and finally into training fins. So you can see, looks like a bunch of new products because we only have data going back to May of this year. And you can see some mermaid tail fins. These are the top performing products. Very interesting. You can open up the category here on Amazon. So you can go see all the different training fins. You can start running market intelligence on them. Just another really cool way of identifying products. When we put out product discovery, I have a friend, they're doing about $20 million a year right now. And they went and they found, I think, like another $20 million worth of great product ideas, largely in the product discovery category search, because they're just finding all these awesome niches of opportunity. So anyways, guys, that is category search. Hopefully it helps you to understand, you can go find these awesome niches of great product ideas, all just tons of different ways of finding that next great idea. There's so many amazing ideas still out there. You can use product search, you can use keyword search, brand, category. We have presets to help you dive in. already sets of filters for you so that you can just tweak some of the filters to really find what you are looking for, something that fits your needs. And yeah, guys, I hope this was valuable. We have free searches if you want to just start messing around. I definitely think that you need to be using market intelligence to validate any idea. You want to make sure that price across the market is not trending downwards, or sales across the market is not trending downwards. You really need to get a good fit for what is going on in any particular product market that you are jumping into. And if you're using product search, if you're using keyword search, any search, you need to make sure that you're using the main keyword. A lot of the times you will just know this off the top of your head. If it's a vitamin C serum, you know it's a vitamin C serum. You probably aren't thinking vitamin C serum for your face is the main keyword. But in some markets, it may not be as clear. For example, it may be clear, maybe this was just a mistake on my part with the dry dog food. Dog food is the main keyword. Maybe that's more obvious when I say it out loud like that. But anyways, so for the garden hoses, for example, expandable garden hose is the main keyword for that type of hose. So anyways, guys, I hope that this was valuable. I hope that you do the research to find that next great product. Product research is so valuable and so critical to your success. I really don't want you to cut corners, whether you're using Viral Launch or not. I cannot encourage you enough to put in the work to make sure you're finding that great product idea, because it's going to really set you up for success. And I'm excited for you guys to see that success yourselves. All right, peace out, heroes.